Okay, here I go in the deep end. Well, who am I? Hello, beautiful souls. I'm Amanda, and this has taken me so far out of my comfort zone. However, I've just been feeling the call, and I'm finally answering. My hope for this video is that even if it just helps one person, well then, it's been totally worth it. My name is Amanda, and I'm terrified right now. But my life has transformed miraculously in the last 12 months or so. I've been on this journey a long time, but the last 12 months, this whole lockdown has just blown me away. And I've been working quietly with people and friends, and they've been putting me in touch with other people. And what's become very clear to me is that lots of people are going with now. Lots of people are starting to question, what do I really want in life? Where am I going? Am I happy? What makes me happy? And I'm just going to share a little bit about me and hope that that helps even just one other soul during this transition phase that we're all going. Now, my angels, I'd be lost without them. They've been such support, but they've also been the ones nudging me to do this video. And you've no idea how vulnerable I feel right now. However, it's come to my attention through people I have met and through conversations, with people, whether in person or online, that lots of people are really struggling right now. And if I knew then what I know now, it might have been easier. So here I am, answering the call and reaching out, try to help, enlighten, enrich your lives, lift you up, because that's what we're here for. I've called this Anam Cara messages. Now, Celtic tradition, Anam Cara is a soul friend. And I've noticed that since I've learned to just be myself and stand in my own authenticity, I seem to be interacting with people on a soul level. Sometimes I just know what's going on with them, and the words they need to hear just come out my mouth. I thought it was a bit crazy at first, I really did. Genuinely thought maybe I need to ring and have myself locked up. But then what was coming through just started getting validated. And my life is improving as a result. I'm happy. For the first time in my life, I'm happy and I'm content, which is kind of ironic, seeing as my life has brought me to a place where I've recently moved house. I'm over an hour and a quarter from my nearest friend or family member. And again, in Ireland here, we're in a lockdown situation, so we can't travel more than 5 kilometers from our homes. And yet, I'm happy. Instead of sitting here crying, thumping my craw, going, oh, I'm so alone, I'm getting up each day and I'm looking for things to appreciate. And you know what? It's working. It really is. And if I can just share a little bit and that can make a difference for one person, well, then I'm so glad I found the courage to face my fear and do this video. And sometimes when I be reading for friends, I speak, spirit just works through me. And then when I use the cards, they tend to just validate what's already been said, which has been my process for learning to recognize that it's okay to speak my truth. Now let me emphasize my truth. My truth may not be your truth. The one thing I am learning is that we feel truth. Truth resonates within us. When we hear truth, sometimes we can get goosebumps. You start to feel uplifted. And as you get used to it and you start recognizing it and going with it, it's such a wonderful feeling. It really is. And I'm now on a mission after a life of depression, anger, holding on to past and all the traumas of my past, that I'm finally understanding the meaning of letting go. I've done holistic courses, heard for years, let go, let go. I didn't really understand what that meant. And again, what it means for me may not be what it means for you. But if it does, you will feel it resonate. And for me, personally, well, discernment, we'll get back to that. For me personally, letting go has been a matter of tuning in to how I feel, having closed off my feelings and emotions for most of my life because of traumatic experiences. I thought to feel made me weak. And yes, sometimes it can be painful to feel. But since I've opened up again and allowed myself to feel it, I'm beginning to recognise I have a choice. My angels have told me that there's one main thing for me to focus on every day, and that is how do I feel? And there's a range of emotions, but there's only two things that matter when it comes to how you feel. Do I feel good? Am I rising up? Is this lifting me? Or am I feeling heavier and weighed down? The only question we need to ask ourselves each day is, how do I feel right now? Because do you know what? The past is gone. Tomorrow isn't here yet. All any of us have is right here, right now. Right now, I'm somewhere in the higher frequencies, but still, I could slip into the heavy ones if I allow my frequency to change and my perspective to go from the excitement of answering the call of spirit by doing this video, or the nervous anxiety of, oh my God, what is everybody going to say? Do you know what other people say? It's none of my business. People will say and think and believe whatever they choose, and that's okay. We need to stop judging each other. Do you know? And like I've lots of friends on the holistic path, and they're getting so frustrated, and they want to, their perception of their reality is, you know, people won't listen, people can't see the truths, and that's also going into the heavier, denser frequencies. Because again, we need to remember we are energetic beings in a physical body. We are souls, and we are all connected. We are all here to support and lift each other. But somehow, over the centuries and conditioning, a lot of the time we're conditioned to tear each other down. And looking at experiences, even the challenging ones, as, ooh, what am I learning out of this? Yes, sometimes things are uncomfortable. Yes, change is often difficult. But do you know what? As I look back over my life, every single thing that I've been through has helped make me who I am today. And those experiences have allowed me to look people in the eyes over the years and say, I hear you, because I have been there. I know how it feels. And you know what? In hindsight, now I understand. People felt the truth of that. And that is what I'm talking about as things resonating within your body. Now, if that resonated with you, keep on listening. If not, well, again, the choice is yours. We all have free will, but we don't have freedom of the consequences of our choices. And what's coming to me lately, and I need to look into it, is the universal laws. They're very important to us. If we can learn to understand those a little bit, we're familiar with the law of attraction. But there seems to be 12 to 14 of these. And I've only had a quick glance at them because, you know, I'm still human. I'm still learning. I'm still growing on my path and in this process. So I don't always listen to the guidance that I'm receiving. So my homework today is to actually do some more research into the universal laws and how they influence us and affect us, and how we can utilize them. Because again, we are universal, like beings. Now, sorry, my attention has been brought. They're saying read the card now. I have no idea what's going to happen in this or how it's going to go. But the angel's message. The affirmation with this card is, I trust my intuition. So thank you. That's validation that I'm doing the right thing. I have listened to my intuition. So the card is discernment. Discernment means sensing what feels right or wrong. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Trusting your judgment and acting on it. Your angel guidance is to look at the people, situations in your life right now and respond to your gut feeling. It never lets you down. Learn to develop your intuition and ask the angels to help you discern the good from the bad. They will promptly guide you. You will feel safer, happier, stronger, and clearer. Angel wisdom reminds you that when you can be trusted to use discernment, you can serve the universe in a great way. Sorry, I'm feeling a little emotional. Again, that's just validated pretty much what I've been waffling on about. And it's validating that I'm right to trust in my guides and my angels. And it's in noticing and recognizing these synchronicities that help us to navigate our way through this journey of life. And I've come to understand that our feelings are basically like a sat nav for which direction to go, what choice to make. You know, how do we choose? I always choose what feels good, what lifts you up. Sometimes that can be confusing. You don't know which is going to lift you up. But you know what? We often know which one makes our frequency drop. And that means, you know, that feeling where your stomach like feels like it's about to drop out of you. That's a dramatic aspect of it. But we're all aware. We're all so much more tuned in than we realize. And when something is not right for us, when there is a better way or another option or another perspective, another way of looking at it, we will often feel kind of icky, for the want of a better word. Do you know, that is our soul guiding us and giving us a nudge, going, hey, there's a better way. You know, you don't have to look at it this way. You don't have to go that way. And again, trust these impulses. And you can't always go from feeling icky to feeling wonderful. But what you can do is just ask yourself one simple question. What can I do right now that would feel better? Whether that's making yourself a cup of tea or lighting a candle or going for a walk, it really doesn't matter. It's personal. What would make you feel better right now? And just go do that. Do you know, we're so often giving our power away to please others. We sacrifice our own integrity to please other people. How many of us have done things that feel like our souls are being crushed inside of us just because we don't want to offend another person or family or friends? You know, why do we do that to ourselves? That comes at such a huge cost to us in our sense of well-being and our health. And I know for a lot of people this sounds like woo-woo stuff. But you know, for me, I am not only after having miraculous improvements in my mental and emotional health, but my physical health has improved in miraculous ways. Like I've been a renal patient most of my life. I was diagnosed with polycystic kidney disease at 21. I never thought I'd see 40. You know, I just recently turned 47. You know, I'm still here. And not only am I still here, even though I've had surgeries, I had a 9 pound kidney removed, and the other kidney is around 6 pounds. Not really sure of the metric systems. I know the 9 pound kidney they removed was 4 kilos. Um, you know, it was a massive surgery. They cut me a rooftop incision, the entire line of my rib cage. You know, my kidney function should have dropped. You know, I didn't. I held my own. It even improved a little bit, and then I kind of fluctuated because I've been trying to live a positive lifestyle. I've been trying to look for things to feel happy. I've been trying to eat better, and I've noticed that eating better, I feel better, you know. And it's down to, we all have a choice. How do you want to feel? If you're not happy in how you're feeling, you get to choose. You get to change it. And since I've started to do that, my life is improving in miraculous ways. Now, lockdown came along, and I spent alone. The first 2 weeks I spent crying hysterically. I was terrified because somebody in my condition, I was informed that, with compromised kidney function, if I was to catch this illness, that I would be at serious risk because the kidneys are the first to fail. And I was terrified. And then suddenly it hit me, I have to let this go. I can't live in fear. So I turned off the TV and I turned off the radio. It's not that I'm burying my head in the sand. I'm aware of what's going on. I have enough friends and family in touch with me to keep me informed on what's going on. But I choose not to be constantly bombarded by these frequencies every day. And instead, I choose to look for what can I appreciate. And I appreciate that I have a roof over my head. I'm safe. I'm warm. I could focus on all of the things that don't feel so good. But when I do that, I feel my sense of self just dipping and taking a total nosedive. And I realise now I have a choice in how I feel. By just changing what I choose to think about and what I choose to focus my attention on. Now I choose to focus on what I appreciate. I acknowledge what bothers me. I'm aware of it. Then I ask myself, how am I feeling? And if it's ick and ooh, not too good, I go, okay, what can I do about it right now? If there's nothing I can do to change that right now, well, then I'm going to shelve it. And I'm going to reach for a better feeling thought or an action. And with practice, I've learned to be happy and content. So yes, I still have the occasional wobble, but instead of having the negative self-criticism dialogue going on that I've spent most of my life doing, for God's sake, what are you doing? You should know better than this by now. You're so stupid. No, cancel, clear, delete. I don't do that anymore. Now I choose to look at it and say, oh my God, I've just caught myself. This time last year, I just stayed in that frequency for months, weeks. Now, most of the time, I'll catch myself within an hour or two. And a lot of the time, now, I'm starting to catch myself within minutes or seconds because I'm paying attention to how I feel. And as soon as I feel myself and my energy dipping in any way, I'm trying to catch it. And sometimes it takes me a while to become aware of that. But you know what? I'm getting better. And that's how I choose to view it. And sometimes, in every aspect of our lives, we can just learn, instead of criticizing ourselves, instead of knocking ourselves, instead of kicking ourselves when we're down, why don't we start encouraging ourselves and each other? Because do you know what? Until you start learning to love and honor yourself, it's harder to then experience those higher frequencies in your external world, in our material reality. Now, I'm waffling on an awful lot. I pulled one card. But I think that's all I'm supposed to do right now. This is meant to be just an introduction. And it seems I've been waffling on for almost 20 minutes. But I used to be ashamed of my waffling on. However, I'm beginning to realise that an awful lot of healing and an awful lot of wisdom has been coming out through my waffle these days. So I'm learning to love my waffle. And you know what? It's such a privilege and an honour to see the change in people I've been interacting with. So I hope this message finds you well. If you've been waiting to hear these messages, if this is resonating with you, I believe I'm supposed to ask you to please like and subscribe. I don't fully understand this, so I'm going live because I have no idea how to upload videos, etc., etc. But you know what? and finally trust in spirit that this is the right thing to do. I hope that if I'm guided to continue to do so, some of the things I share will be of assistance to you. Because you know what? So many of us, we get so confused or we don't understand. We hear these things, the stuff we know, but we're not really applying it in our lives. And I, for one, have been guilty of that most of my life. You know, I've been trying to let go of my past, my mistakes, my traumas, the pain. But do you know what? Trying isn't doing. Now I'm learning to do because my angel guides have shown me that in every moment I get to choose how I feel. And it's that simple. Remember your sat nav. How am I feeling right now? If it's balanced or uplifting, keep going, keep following. Because do you know what? Doors open for you when you're in those frequencies. But if you're feeling heavy, if you're feeling your energy taking a nosedive, if you're feeling icky, just ask yourself, what would feel better right now? And go do it, no matter what it is. And then when you feel yourself feeling relief or, whatever, then ask yourself, well, what would feel better right now? Then go do that. Because you know what? It's the little steps that really matter. Somebody once said to me, we can drive from here to Cork, which, if you're not familiar with Ireland, it's the other end of the country. And you can do it in the dark with just your headlights. You don't need to see the entire road ahead of you. Just that little bit of light shining ahead from your headlights, that's enough to light your way. And you just go step by step by step. And as you go, the path is lit for you. And I'm here to let you all know that if you're willing to do your work and pay attention to the most important thing, how do I feel right now? And start following your own impulses and trusting in yourself, you won't go wrong. And your path will be lit for you. And there is no one path. It's all paths lead to oneness eventually. And you know what? Even the negative experiences you discover, turns out they were quite positive because you learn from them and you grow from them and you move through them a stronger, wiser person as a result. We learn from our mistakes and we learn from our traumas and our pain. And we get to choose whether we want to carry them around with us or let them go. And again, it's back to discern, how do you feel? How do you feel right now? And if there anything that will feel better right now, we'll do it. Thank you for your time. I'm going to sign off now if I can figure out how to turn off this stream. Thank you for listening, and I really hope this has been helpful to you. Yeah, thank you.